All right, I know y'all out here having fun celebrating this day off on Memorial Day, but let me give you a quick history lesson on where it came from. You see, when it comes to remembering our ancestors, our victories, our stories, Black people, we do it with the most compassion and the most love, and we do it in the most meaningful ways. You see, there's no mystery that history depicts the tales of the conquerors as truth. But let me tell you how it all started. See, despite what history books may say and what other states may claim, Memorial Day wasn't created by a Union general by the name of John A. Logan, and it was not created by a group of white women who decided they was going to decorate the graves of fallen soldiers known as the Confederate Ladies Association. You see, it all began in Charleston, South Carolina. After the Civil War, Charleston was evacuated by the Confederates, and the people that were left were mainly African Americans, Union troops, some white and some Black. There was a racetrack that was converted into a prison, and it was called Washington Racetrack. This is where the weakened, diseased, and sick soldiers were left to die. And once they did pass away, all they did was dump their bodies behind the racetrack in a big-ass mass grave. Professor David Blight was a historian who was writing a book at the time, and he ended up going through some files at Harvard, uncovering boxes about Union soldiers, but more importantly, he uncovered the document that was labeled the first Decoration Day.
I had a very lucky discovery in my research for my book on Civil War memory. I found it in a collection at the Houghton Library at Harvard, the papers of an old Union veterans organization, and there were boxes of this stuff. But I don't know, maybe in the second box I looked in, there was a file labeled First Decoration Day.
Leading up to May 1st, 1865, dozens of Black Charlestonians exhumed a mass grave of over 260 soldiers. They then dug individual graves for those bodies to be placed in. Like, can you imagine the emotional toll? Like, I can't even really imagine family members and friends digging up those bodies, placing them to the side, and going and digging up individual graves for them to be placed in so that it can be their final resting place. Around this grave was a 10-foot fence that was built and painted white, and above it there was an archway that stated "Martyrs of the Course." On May 1st, 1865, it was said that there were 10,000, actually more, of former enslaved men, women, and children who decided to hold a parade to commemorate the lives of those who were lost. 2,000 to 3,000 Black children were the ones who led this parade, followed by the Black men and Black women and the soldiers. And they sang hymns, they did ceremonial marches, and they had preachers preaching, they had celebrations. They had a soulful time remembering the lives of their fallen soldiers. So why didn't we know this? For those who didn't, the white Charlestonians did not want their narrative to be their story of history. So they whitewashed it. But the people of Charleston kept their spirit alive. There's even an historical marker commemorating the first Memorial Day. So we remember our many men and women who have fought, some willing, some not, but we do not forget them, and we cannot forget where it all began. We recognize the compassion and love that these former enslaved individuals had for their fallen brothers. They didn't want to see them just dumped in a mass pit, left disregarded like so many of us, like so many of our stories. So they decided to celebrate, to keep the memory alive. And it started in Charleston, South Carolina, May 1st, 1865. Happy Memorial Day.